Today we're talking about one of Spider-Man's cooler rogues, Murmur. So let's break down the villain. Raymond Snow was built as a robot to answer questions but soon malfunctioned. Raymond took the body of a researcher who sewed his mouth shut. However, when Raymond took his body, an accident occurred. The accident boosted his intelligence but gave him a deadly melting touch. And that's when he realized that because his skin is green, the yellow part on his head, that's technically his brain. And then Raymond was then selected into the Yellow Lanterns, which is also known as the Legion of Zoom. Now, one of the things about Murmur that's really cool is the concept, because essentially every time his body is either not is failing or being weak, he can always come in and take a new one. That's a really cool concept, because and the thing is, this guy has like a whole universe, so he has a lot of people he can take from. Now, in my opinion, one of his deadliest things is the fact that he knows everything. In fact, one of the reasons he's always proven to be one of Spurgeon's deadliest enemies is that he can analyze everything, even stuff that doesn't really make sense. He can use it as like a strategy. And he can use his melting powers to form a better strategy as well. One of the things that Spider-Man has one time said is that Murmur could actually be more powerful than, like, even Mr. Magic. Now, if you don't know Mr. Magic, well, think of the Anti-Monitor and Null combined into one character. The goddess symbiotes. Well, in this case, the Rainbow Raiders. We'll get to more of that in a different video, but... and also, Mr. Magic began a crisis. Murmur was stated to be more powerful than him, although this was obviously false, because things like that happen in comics. Like the time Spider-Man says that Sentry could technically defeat, like, I don't know what it was, like, I think it was Galactus. Yeah, it was Galactus. Yeah, it's kind of like that. There's no way Sentry's more powerful than Galactus, and there's certainly no way Murmur's more powerful than Mr. Magic. One of the things about Murmur that I like is the concept. I like the idea of swapping bodies. Now, unlike Clifford DeVoe in the show, The Flash, who, when he swapped bodies, was hated by everybody, even though that actually is kind of true into the comics in a way. One of the things I like is that when he swapped bodies, it made sense, because it fit his plan. Murmur only does it when his body is actually either frail or weak, or getting destroyed, essentially. Which, to me, makes sense. Besides, he has, like, infinite bodies he can take. And they all pretty much look the same, so it's going to be kind of... That's the one thing about Spider-Man that he sometimes cannot tell, is that because all of the bodies look exactly the same, he is sometimes confused when Murmur actually comes back. Like, he looks like this at one point, then he looks like this again, and it's kind of confusing. But again, it makes sense. At the end of the day, I think Murmur is one of the best Spider-Lantern villains, and it's because I really do not like Spider-Lantern jokes that much. I know some of you do, and that's really, and I feel good. I feel happy for you that you like this, but me personally, I just don't. I think his is a really bland. Yes, his is colorful, but it's not as colorful or better as, like, let's say, The Flash. Like, The Flash has a far better rogues gallery. in my opinion. But yeah. In terms of another supervillain breakdowns, I will be doing, I don't know. I'll have to see. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think of Murmur? Sign off in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. And also, be sure to subscribe and click notification bells.